Good morning. Just reading the conclusion of Deuteronomy in chapter 34, and we get a little interesting detail about Moses here as he dies. There's not much I can give you here that's real practical for your life, but this is just a Bible study to learn something new, hopefully. Deuteronomy 34, we'll read from verse 5. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him. That's an interesting note in itself. God buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, over against Beth Peor, but no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day. And verse 7 is interesting. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. So he wasn't really physically ready to die, but God had determined that he would not be going into the promised land because he sinned. So he had to die. So he went up on this hill, he died, and God buried him, but no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day. And the reason no one knows where he's buried, we find out all the way over in the book of Jude, at the other end of the Bible. All right, Jude only has one chapter, but I still call it Jude 1. Jude 1, verse 9. It says, excuse me, I'm just in my car today, so I'm a bit all over the show. Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuke thee. So Michael the archangel was sent down to get the body of Moses, and it seems like he had a contention there and a dispute with the devil over it. The devil's probably saying, no, it's not the right time, it's not the resurrection. And Michael's saying, I've got need for it. And he said, the Lord rebuke thee. Again, some more interesting things there. And just as to continue the study, the reason that God required or had sent Michael to get the body is, I believe, like some others, but some others don't, which is fine, that in Revelation 11, one of the two witnesses in the tribulation will be Moses. We're just going to read a few verses to finish off, just to get a picture of why God would want to send Michael to get Moses' body early, sort of outside of the normal process of things, and why he was contending with the devil, and why no one could find Moses' sepulchre to this day. And I might actually just very quickly give a prerequisite to this. We're going to Luke chapter 9. Let's find this really quickly without losing my other page, hopefully. Luke chapter 9. I don't know about you, but on cold mornings I can't turn pages in the Bible. Luke chapter 9, verse 30. This is Jesus on the Mount of Transfiguration. And 29, as he was prayed, the fashion of his countenance was altered, and his raiment was white and glistering. And behold, there talked with him two men, which were Moses and Elias, which is Elijah. So this happened near the end of Jesus' life on earth. And Moses comes and appears with him, and they're talking. And I would say they're talking about some of the things that we're going to read about here. Very quickly, in the tribulation, we see verse 3, and I'll give power to my two witnesses. Now, a lot of people know about these two witnesses, but let's look at the details of their lives during the tribulation. They shall prophesy. Okay, Moses was a prophet. 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth. Now that is a miracle that is distinctly linked to Elijah in the Old Testament, but we'll leave that for today. We're looking at Moses. These have the power to shut the heaven that it rain not, again linked distinctly to Elijah in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, which is a miracle distinctly linked to Moses, Exodus 7:19. And to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will, again linked to Moses in Exodus 11 verse 1. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth, and it goes on, they actually get killed, but they come back to life again. So we see back in Deuteronomy 34 that God buries Moses, but no one can find his body to this day. And the reason is, we read in the book of Jude, that Michael the archangel, for whatever reason, which we might see here, came down to get Moses' body and take it early. And then Moses appears again on the Mount of Transfiguration, talking to the Lord Jesus with Elijah. And then we see these two witnesses show up in the tribulation, and they've got the miracles that link directly to Elijah and Moses. So just an interesting little study for today. God bless you, and have a great day. Keep reading your word.